Hello, today we're going to be discussing Batman, the 1989 version. Now, over the years, there have been many Batman movies. There's even been a Batman TV show. The one in the 60s I really didn't watch, but I do know about it. I have watched a few episodes, but I was pretty young when they would come on TV. But we're going to be discussing the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. This is a very dark, moody colored Batman, which is a very nice. But I love color, so it was kind of hard for me to just do everything in black and gray and maybe a yellow here and there. So I decided to use Joker's colors as my theme. Now, this is a common quote that Michael Keaton says.
I'm Batman.
There are, like I said, many Batmans, and I'll just go through a few of them. There's the 1989, where Tim Burton directed it, the one that we're discussing today with Michael Keaton. He also was in Batman Returns in 1992. Val Kilmer played Batman in 1995 in Batman Forever. Then we have George Clooney. He played Batman in Batman and Robin in 97. And then we go into the Dark Knight trilogy, with Christian Bale playing Batman, and that started with Batman Begins in 2005, The Dark Knight in 2008, and The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. Then we have Ben Affleck. He played Batman in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and also the Justice League. And then we have The Batman in 2022, played by Robert Pattinson. Now, he has made appearances in TV shows and cartoons and many other movies, and some of them like The Flash in 2023. The way I started watching Batman, like I said, we had the TV series from the 60s, but I watched the Super Friends from 73 to 85 is when it ran. And there were several different times that it had different characters, but the ones I remember was with the Wonder Twins, and that was with Zan and Jaina, and then they had Gleek, which was their pet. I believe it was a monkey. So anyway, that's just a little bit of history on all the different Batmans. Now, out of all those, which one is your favorite? I started with the original that I remembered from the movies, and so I just think the beginning is a good place to start. So we have Jack Nicholson playing the Joker, and it starts off with Gotham City is being ran by a mob or mob bosses. And so Jack Nicholson's character is named Jack Napier, and he is second in charge. And so his boss is Carl Grissom, and he finds out that Jack Napier has been having an affair with his girlfriend, so he plots to have him. He gets a crooked cop, Max Eckhart. They trap him at this chemical plant. This is where they, are going to send him to be taken care of. And but the police commissioner finds out about this unsanctioned, I can't think of the word, but this thing that's about to go on. So he goes with his policeman, but he says, we want Jack Napier taken alive. Well, also Batman finds out about this. And so, he gets involved, and he and Jack Napier get into a little bit of a tussle. And next thing you know, he falls over the balcony and into a vat of chemicals. Now everyone assumes he's dead. So they leave thinking that has happened. But what we find out later is that he's not. He was disformed, and that causes him to go a little insane by his appearance. And so he decides to have this chemical, Smilex, made, and to where he can take and put it in people's hygiene products, and therefore they'll die laughing, is what he says. So it's a dark show. So people stop using the hygiene products. And so, this is a time when you're glad you don't have smell-o-vision, because you see like news anchors and people, they are not kept well. They aren't bathing, they're not using hygiene products. So you can just imagine. So anyway, I think we'll put the Batman bill right there. So Jack Napier, which he now calls himself the Joker, decides that he's going to bring all the people downtown and he's going to give away free money. So now they're going to come, right? And so his plans is to release this chemical Smilex on the people to have them die in the streets. And so, of course, Batman finds out about this and he gets involved. Now, I'm going to stop there because I don't want to ruin the ending. But there are other characters in this story. You have Vicky Vale and also Alexander Knox. They're both photojournalists and reporters, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with all the Batman sightings. What is it all about? So, you're going to see them in the story as well. This version doesn't go quite into the background of Batman, the history. It does have a few flashbacks. Some of the other versions go into a little more detail of how Batman got started, but I thought this was kind of a interesting one as well. Let's put the blue down here. But one of my favorite characters, he's in every Batman story. Alfred Pennyworth, his butler. He's more of a friend or family member than he is just a butler. So he's one of my favorite characters. He's always kind of like in the background helping Batman out. Or Bruce Wayne. There's also the Bat plane that was in it. I'm going to go right like that. Let's go with the striped because it seems more like a Joker. Out of all the villains, I think the Joker is my favorite. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. I do have this quote I put, wait till they get a load of me. I don't know if I said that when I put that down, but there are so many good Joker quotes, but I don't have room for all of them. So I just took a couple of them. That one's one of my favorites. And also, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Let's put some boxes down. I think we'll do a yellow one and maybe a green one because I don't have those colors over here. I made these little dots with the bat signal. I thought it kind of looked like that, so we'll use those for our dots. I just thought they looked kind of fun. And a couple over here. And that's the top view of the plane. I also got the bottom view. Kind of looks a little bit like a starfighter. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? And we'll go ahead and put this one down. I feel like I have a lot of blue here. I feel like it needs to be broken up a little bit. Do I have room for anything else? I would think I do. Let's keep looking. Let's see. I think this one is finished, this side. So now we just need to fill up a little bit more on this side. Let's see if we can lift this up a little bit without ruining it. Let's just see what we got here. There. Let's do a yellow one. And now I also have some bats I made just to add as a little bit of filler. Could use one right there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. I think this one needs one. I tried taking that off, I think, earlier, and it didn't work out. Yeah, I think that'll work. So maybe another sticker here. All right, how does that look? I think that'll be enough. Let's see. All right, I guess that concludes today's video on Batman, the one from 1989. Let's see if we're in focus here. And I want to thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and put a thumbs up. Thank you.